Alright, this is a quick preview of my rock surfing prototype that I made a while back. Just wanted to show it off. So here's the character. It's just the default character that comes with the sample three-dimensional platformer game, 3D. And this is just a little level I made, so I think some of this was pre-included. But I went ahead and added some stuff to it. So I'll show you just what it looks like in-game real quick. So it's rock surfing. So you press the tab button and switch into rock surfing mode, and here you go. It starts spawning rocks in front of you, basically like you're riding them, like Earthbenders from Avatar: Last Airbender, or other forms of media. Like I think there's a character in League of Legends, Talia, who does this, and there's probably other ones I'm not aware of, but it's a common concept, just basically elemental mages from fantasy worlds. So all very bare bones. I didn't really make custom assets. I just wanted to kind of practice the mechanics of it. So here's what the character does. As you can see, the rocks are spawning in front of him. They're actually falling behind him as he goes, so it doesn't make a huge mess on the level, which is what it actually did at first. And here's mouse mode. Okay, and as you can see, that's what it looks like. It's just spawning them every third of a second or so, and they fall back under the ground behind them. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of the logic behind this, what it actually looks like from a blueprint perspective. This is blueprints, it's not actual code, but it's basically just visual coding, which is what I decided to use for this because I wanted to familiarize myself with this blueprint system they have in Unreal Engine. So this row right here on the left, and the one right here, the movement input, that's more or less the default logic that came with the sample level that I based this on. I did make a few changes here and there, and those just made it easier for the camera to work with the rock surfing, so you had a good angle on it. But the actual real logic I put into place was I had this rock surfing mode. Basically, when you press tab, it puts you into rock surfing mode, and this is the logic there. It just turns you into a mode, switches you into it, and launches you forward at an angle, and starts you into rock surfing mode. It's a one-time thing when you press tab. If you aren't already in it, you haven't pressed the tab in the last, I think it's 3 seconds. The other thing, once you've started rock surfing mode, though, it goes into this gameplay loop that actually manages the rock surfing. What it is you start here, your rock surfing mode is on, so it says true, it's in rock surfing mode, and it starts doing this loop every game frame that you want it to while you're in rock surfing mode. Over here, it starts moving you forward at the forward angle, just starts moving you, forcing you forward. You can't actually change you can't back up, you're forced to go forward, and that's just how it's implemented. Ideally, I could make it a little more freeform, but I just wanted to get a proof of concept out there. And also switches your animation to the surfing animation, which is kind of one I just quickly rigged up to show it off in this Unreal demo. It's kind of a custom animation, it's static though, but it gets the idea across. And then here is where it does the complicated stuff. It starts spawning a bunch of rocks, and every second, well, multiple times a second actually. I think it's every third of a second, fourth of a second, and it spawns them. Sets a lifetime of 3.2 seconds. That's how long they live, and puts them in place. I'm using a I believe it's, let me see, where is it? I'm doing a trace. I'm tracing the ground. As long as there's ground in front of the player, it's tracing the ground and finding the location where it can place a rock on the ground in front of the player, so that it's constantly spawning them in front of the player, whatever the angle might be. And it uses a trace, so it's basically making a line that goes out in front of the character and down, and it's looking for ground to put it on. If there isn't any, it doesn't make one. If there is, it does. And once it finds that, it spawns a rock, and only lives for 3.2 seconds. And once it's spawned, there's one more piece of logic here. It starts sinking the rock, so it has that natural effect of looking like it's no longer being manipulated. Here's the sync rock logic. It's pretty simple. It basically just tells the rock to move downward at a constant rate as long as it lives, as long as it's in the game. And it's not very long, it's 3 seconds. That's how long it lives in the game world before it deletes it from the stone array, which is over here among all the variables. And that's basically the gist of how the code actually works. It's the visual code, that is. There's a couple things I changed in here, but nothing worth mentioning because the input's pretty boilerplate. But I'll go ahead and show you one more time what that looks like. Now you kind of have the logic understood. Yeah, so spawn the rocks underneath you. Character is surfing. You can kind of see the surf animation, the surf pose. And if you go on platforms, it spawns them under you as they come in front of you. And it, you know, it's not ideal. It's just a proof of concept. It doesn't. I can't obviously, like if I stand here, I'm gonna have trouble getting up this because it's not gonna make a slope. That would probably be the next phase. But I just wanted to show off this first iteration of this. And yeah, thanks for watching.